In the words of Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. Students, as you prepare for heading back to school, set some goals for this new year of learning. Work towards them and enjoy the fruits of your labor in the end. Welcome to Jamaica Magazine. I am Theodore Henry. We have an interesting show lined up just for you, so stay tuned as the magazine unfolds.
Sign with me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Sign with me.
Back to school is right around the corner, and shopping is top priority now for parents. Get the Facts this week focuses on the Consumer Affairs Commission, the entity responsible for ensuring that you stay safe in the retail space.
Welcome to Get the Facts, the program that provides you with information on government's policies and initiatives. I'm your host, Enthros Campbell. Making a purchase can be a wonderful experience, but if you're not careful, it can also be very disappointing. To help caution our activities is the Consumer Affairs Commission, and the agency's communication specialist, Dorothy Campbell, will take us through that process. Ms. Campbell, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Good to have you.
Happy to be here.
Let's start by you telling us about your function, your role and function of the Consumer Affairs Commission.
Well, the Consumer Affairs Commission is the agency under the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries that is mandated to protect the consumers. And how we do that is through education, through market surveillance, and through redress of consumer complaints. These are the three main platforms under which we function.
Right. How do you go about educating the public?
Well, first off, we try to use our legislation, the Consumer Protection Act, to educate consumers about their rights and responsibilities as provided in the Act. This is one of the avenues we use as a media, such as programs such as these. We also do outreach in tertiary and high schools as well as primary schools. We go to social clubs when we're invited, and we also invite ourselves to organization meetings and so on in order to sensitize persons about their rights and responsibilities.
Right. So the visits to schools and colleges, I'm thinking, that is really active.
It's very active. The outreach, the director of research, as the director of field operations, is responsible for outreach activities. And while we're constrained by finances as well as the kind of human resources, we do a fairly good job of going out to high schools, even technical training schools such as HART, we're ever present. And we do go to devotions, training institutions and so on to ensure that it's a generational kind of education. So younger consumers are aware of their rights and responsibilities.
Right. And you also conduct market researches, right?
That's the core of who we are, is the market research, because our market surveillance ensures that there's a stabilization within the marketplace. And how we do that is that we ensure that the information that we collect on the market is distributed widely among the consumers. For instance, our petrol survey, we go across the entire island to monitor prices at the petrol at the pump. We do that for groceries as well, for some critical items selected by...
How often?
We do that once per month. We try to publish at least the majority or some parts of the information. We no longer publish all. It's very expensive, but we have found other platforms to share the information. So while we may publish in print some of that information, we use social media, our website, the digital media, and we're currently working on an app to help consumers to access the information.
So the information that you published in print, that is every month?
That's monthly.
And all the newspapers?
Both newspapers.
Both newspapers,
right.
Yes.
Dailies, both the dailies.
And that's at the end of the month? What part of the month?
Well, that schedule sometimes varies because of not only the availability of the data, but sometimes the verification of the data takes a little while. We do this digitally, so it's uploaded immediately to our database when the survey officers go out. However, we do not publish until every single piece of that data is verified. So sometimes there's a glitch, and sometimes the verification process takes longer. So our schedule may be off a week or two, but we try our best to ensure that following the data collection, verification, we publish at least a couple weeks after that.
So what can we find in that publication? What is in it? How much bread is selling for here? How much is selling? What do you put it? How can we benefit as consumers?
Well, my CEO, Mrs. Dulcie Allen, would get me if I didn't give credit where credit is due. The Honorable Carl Samuda, in another jurisdiction when he was our portfolio minister, the brainchild of the consumer alert in that stoplight production, red for highest prices and green for the lower prices, that's his brainchild. And what we did, it was during the period of high prices, and what we did was to establish a kind of countdown. So across the parishes, we select the major shopping points for consumers, and we select those items from the critical basket that the Planning Institute of Jamaica selects as the items critical to Jamaicans, and we monitor those prices. So each supermarket or wholesale, it is identified, the prices, where you get the highest, where you get the lowest. And it was a critical tool in stabilizing prices, because no outlet wanted to have a red mark in their box. So it was really functional, and it still is.
Yes. So are people using it really?
People,
do you know?
People are using the price inquiry tool, which is another area on our website where you can go, select the parish, select the item, check the price and do a comparison to the month before or the year before. A lot of students, tertiary students who are doing economics and other areas of study, they also use the data to do comparisons.
Okay.
So the consumers themselves, they also, especially for our annual textbook survey, which is also published under that consumer alert tool, they also use the information for monitoring prices of textbooks.
Right. Textbooks, yes, we'll come to that. Talk to us about your complaint resolution services.
Well, the complaints resolution services is something that we constantly try to encourage consumers to utilize. We have this attitude in Jamaica, we can't bother, and we let it slide. However, we try to encourage consumers to complain more often. Than the last quarter. We had 121 complaints. We want more. What happens is, when there is a kind of anomaly, or if you feel somehow that you've been wronged in the marketplace, you go back to the provider of service, the vendor. You state exactly what the breach is or what you think you've been wronged. You then seek some kind of compensation, redress, or refund. If that doesn't work, then you come to us at the Consumer Affairs Commission. But we always encourage consumers to seek first a kind of relationship with the vendor. Yes. Find out, to let them know what went wrong, try to resolve it. Yes. If not, then you come to us to file a complaint, and we do the investigations.
Okay. We'll talk about filing a complaint in our next segment. We're talking consumer protection with communication specialist at the Consumer Affairs Commission, Dorothy Campbell. We'll be right back.
We want a productive Jamaica. We are not productive Jamaicans. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity is the way to go for all us Jamaicans. Small business, big business, old and young, we are tell every woman and man. We want growth and prosperity for a better nation with a building plan. So we can build our product and sell our product and put more money in our hand. Our economy can rise to a level and build a better nation. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity, to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity.
Productivity, Pathway to Prosperity. A message brought to you by the Jamaica Productivity Center, a department of the Ministry of Labor and Social Security.
Welcome back to Get the Facts. We continue our discussion with communication specialist at the Consumer Affairs Commission, Dorothy Campbell. Ms. Campbell, what are some of the more frequent complaints that you get from consumers?
Well, the Consumer Affairs Commission has registered ever since we have been keeping records of complaints that the highest amount of complaints we receive are on about appliances and electrical equipment. It has always been that. And secondly, on motor vehicles.
On motor vehicles.
And then there are other categories that fall below
Right.
that, like furniture and etc.
Okay.
But it has always been electrical equipment, electrical appliances and equipment.
Yes. So how do you deal with complaints? And what's the process of getting, you started talking to us about that in the earlier segment.
Right. Well, what we do is that we encourage consumers to complain wherever they are. So if you're in the store and you are having a problem, or you're at the mechanic or wherever you are, you contact the Consumer Affairs Commission for anything unresolved. You may contact us by phone, you may email us, you may even send us a WhatsApp if you choose. Or you may walk into our offices in Kingston, Mandeville, or Montego Bay, and you sit down with a complaint officer who are, I must say, have been trained in dispute resolution strategies.
Okay.
Right. So they're equipped to deal with the aggressive sometimes.
Dispute though?
Because sometimes the confrontational way in which these cases evolve, you have to have the skill to get them to calm down in order to get some progress with the towards resolution.
So we can complain from our phone by sending you a text message, an email, or
go to our website,
yes,
because our website does afford a complaints form. You can submit that. The complaint officer will then use that to contact the consumer. Yes. However, we must say you must always give us a contact number that is workable, working, and that we can use, because the first step is to speak with the complainant and then with the vendor, so that we can put the information together to determine whether or not.
So I filed my complaint. How long is this going to take?
Well, it depends. Some cases take 24 hours, some take 24 minutes, because very often a complaint comes to us because of the unwillingness of compromise between both the vendor and the consumer. And a simple intervention by the CAC would resolve that issue. However, it may also take 24 days if it's a case where, for instance, we need a third-party expert to either run some tests and give us an independent report, or if we need the Bureau of Standards of Jamaica to test an item. So it depends on what the nature of the complaint is about.
So you have a set time within which you start the process.
Right.
And that would be...
A consumer can expect a call back if they submit a complaint within a day or two. Most consumers will receive a call within a day or two. Yes. But we do have a standard within the office that the process would go within 9 days. However, if the vendor is not responding to our queries or our demands, depending on the level, then it will extend the period of investigation.
So we're in back to school shopping period, you know. Everybody's out now shopping, busy. What are some of the advice? What advice will you give people who are shopping now for school books, for shoes, for all the things you need for your children?
Well, the first thing that the Consumer Affairs Commission advises parents to do is to shop at home first. So you do your research at home, because going out to shop means that you would have done your comparative shopping. You've already located the best prices, where you're going to buy what, because the one-stop shop sounds convenient, but it's not always the best way to go about it. So what we try to do is we offer the annual textbook survey, which is the database comes from the Ministry of Education. It gives us all the approved texts. We then verify those texts in terms of publication, edition, etc. And then we go, we have our field officers, our survey officers go to the bookstores to verify availability and price. Once we have done that, we then determine the publication and we do our analysis. The research department, they're working very hard right now to go through the data to ensure that the books that they have are the books that have been approved, and even the approved list are the matches back to the list
Right.
that the
So
schools
if it's edition 15, you have to
Exactly.
buy that because edition 14 would be different.
Exactly.
Yes. Let's move now to buying shoes. When we're buying shoes for the children, we should not go. There are some tips not to go in the evening or
Right.
or what else? Any advice
Yes,
on that?
we normally ask consumers to be wise about shoe shopping, because
Yes.
what happens is that the body functions in a weird kind of way,
Yes.
especially in the summer. And the kids, they're playing a football, they're
Yes,
doing everything,
yes.
the feet are swollen.
Right.
So they fit differently in the evening than in the
And
morning.
always take the child with you.
And
It's good.
always,
Yes,
always take the child with you, because they do their growth spurts in the summer.
Yes.
So you might think you have a size 6 when you go, it's a size 7.
So to prevent having to return an item, and I talk about is there a returns policy?
There's not a general
Because you
return
know what, I went to
policy.
buy something last week, and the person in the store told me I cannot return it. I said, "What if I take it? So mine doesn't work? Can I take it back?" She frankly said, she just said no.
Well,
what?
There's no general return policy that we can impose on a vendor. However, if you have bought an item and that item does not function in the manner in which it was, then the CAC will step in and say to that vendor, the consumer has a right.
Yes. Not if you don't like it. If you don't like it again.
No, we don't arbitrarily defend the consumer
Okay.
on just a trivial thing as I don't like the
Okay.
color, or
Okay. But
I
if it
changed my
does-
mind, or
Yes.
no.
But if it doesn't function,
But if it doesn't function, or it's a substandard good, or for instance, you buy a wedding dress and it doesn't fit properly for your wedding, a reasonable vendor will understand that there must be an exchange at this point because of the critical purpose of the item.
yes.
So it takes a matter of reasonableness between the vendor and the consumer. And very often, that's how we get to intervene.
Yes.
And we resolve issues based on just reasoning with the vendor to say, you need your customers.
So
Yes.
So as we wrap, just remind us what to do if we need to get to the Consumer Affairs Commission.
Well, you can do the traditional snail mail, but you may email us. You may call us at 876-906-5425. You may hit us up on Facebook and send us a message, or you may go to our website and send us, go on our complaints resolutions form, or you may send us an email at info@cac.gov.jm. And if it's a complaint, if it's advice, if it's tips for back to school, whatever the reason, consumer alert publication, we're saying hit us up on any of those. And we're going to now put a plug in because we are now about to launch our free app. So we're asking persons to go to the Google Play Store, download the CAC app, and you will get your consumer alerts, you will get your news about any food safety issue, etc.
Okay, one last thing. Where can persons access the textbook survey?
Well, that has not yet been published, but it will be published partially on our website at www.cac.gov.jm, and we are hoping to partner with some publications to ensure that consumers are able to get that. But we say to parents, they can call us, and we can access whatever parish, location, bookstore for the prices on their behalf.
Thank you so very much, Ms. Campbell.
Thank you for having me.
This has been Get the Facts, and our guest was Dorothy Campbell, Communication Specialist at the Consumer Affairs Commission. To watch this program again, log on to our social media handle, YouTube.com/WatchJIS, and stay connected via our website at jis.gov.jm. Until next time, I'm Enthros Campbell. Take good care.
Did you know? The consequence of not exercising, consuming excessive sugars, trans fat, sodium and alcohol, and smoking is that sooner or later you will become seriously ill? These are known causes of non-communicable diseases, known to damage critical organs in the body, rendering them dysfunctional, leading to premature death. Avoid the unhealthy habits, treat your body right, eat well, exercise, and live longer, more productive lives.
It's never too late to start the healthy journey. So check out this next feature to find out the nutrients your body needs to ensure good health.
Eating healthy by having a balanced diet consisting of items from all the food groups and consuming the right portions is important to get the nutrients vital for disease prevention, growth, and good health. Essential nutrients are building blocks for the cells that make up the body, from bone to muscle, skin, and hair. One of the most critical ones is protein, which is made up of different amino acids, some of which the body can make on its own. We need a variety of proteins to function properly, many of which can only come from the foods we eat. Meats, fish, and eggs are essential sources from animals, while plant sources include beans, nuts, and some grains. How much protein you need daily depends on a variety of factors, including how active you are and your age. Carbohydrates are the main nutrients for fueling the body's energy needs, especially our central nervous system and brain. They help protect against diseases, but some carbohydrates are healthier than others. Some healthy sources include your fresh produce, such as yam, banana, breadfruit, and tubers, as well as whole grains, fiber-rich vegetables, and fruits. Less healthy sources include refined grains and products with added sugar. Fats often get a bad rap, but it's important to know that healthy fats are essential to our body's function. Fats aid in vitamin and mineral absorption, blood clotting, building cells, and muscle movement. Fats are high in calories, which is a measure of energy from foods, but the World Health Organization recommends keeping daily calorie intake from fat at under 30%. Including healthy fats, which are the unsaturated fats in your diet, can help balance blood sugar, decrease the risk of heart disease and type 2 diabetes, and improve brain function. Healthy fats are also powerful anti-inflammatories and can lower the risk for arthritis, cancer, and Alzheimer's disease. Some of the well-known unsaturated fats are the omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. Sources of these healthy fats include fish, seeds, nuts, and vegetable oils, olive, avocado, and flax seeds. Trans fats are to be avoided, and we should also limit our intake of saturated fats, of which the main sources are animal-based and include butter, cheese, red meat, and ice cream. Vitamins are organic compounds essential for normal growth and are required in small quantities. There are 13 essential vitamins that the body needs, and these help lower the risk of diseases such as lung and prostate cancer. Vitamin A supports healthy vision, skin, and bones. Powerful antioxidants like vitamin C boost the immune system and helps the body heal. Eating a varied and well-balanced diet of fruits and vegetables should supply the body with the required vitamins. Minerals are also important nutrients needed for building strong bones and teeth. They help with regulating our body's metabolism and keeping us properly hydrated. The mineral calcium strengthens bones and teeth and helps with nerve signal transmission. It also helps to maintain healthy blood pressure and with muscle contraction and relaxation. Iron supports red blood cells and hormone creation, while the mineral zinc boosts the immune system and wound healing. The body also needs water, which improves brain function and mood, and acts as a shock absorber and lubricant in the body. Water also flushes our toxins, carries nutrients to cells, hydrates the body, and prevents constipation. Even mild dehydration can make us feel tired and impair concentration and physical performance. In addition to drinking water, we can hydrate ourselves by eating fruits and vegetables such as spinach and watermelon. Start treating your body right. As you grab your next meal, make sure you're getting all the nutrients needed in their right proportion.
Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF, celebrating over 20 years of investment in community development. JSIF has forged relationships with international funding partners as well as private and public sector entities. Let us continue to invest to reduce vulnerabilities. Let us build our social capital and resilient infrastructures to ensure full participation in Vision 2030. JSIF, investing for community development.
The new school year is just a week away, and the State Minister for Education, Youth and Information, Alanda Terrelong, has a message for you.
I know sometimes many students get caught up in the hype of technology, and whilst technology is important, we must never forget ourselves. Some students get caught up in the latest cell phones. They want the latest Samsung, they want the latest iPhones, they want the latest Clarks, they want the latest bags, they get caught up in the material things that will fade. I guarantee you, young men and young women, my young kings and my young queens, that your education is the one thing that will never, never leave you. Your education is the one thing that no one else can ever take away from you.
Remember your goals, remember what you stand for, and make the best of your education as we make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it.
No dash no paper, no dash no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick. And if you drop it, better pick up every piece of it. Plastics last forever, don't forget the bits. Cause when them touch the street, them end up in the sea. Collect pan the reef where they fish them feed. And when you want seafood, I eat your
Keep
eat.
we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica.
Thanks for watching another edition of Jamaica Magazine. Join us again tomorrow when we'll do this all over again. Send your feedback on today's show to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm. Also, follow us on our social media pages, that's Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Download our app on your Apple and Android devices, and you can also visit our website at jis.gov.jm for more information. On behalf of the entire production crew, I am Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.